Stock Option Sniper here. I hope you're all doing great wherever you are in the world. Thank you for being here. If you are here, if you traded today, I hope you had a profitable day. Today we're going to talk about something very, very important, which is finding the invalid zones. I created a video about this before, but I want to get right into this one, and I want to find a refined one and one with very, very clear one, right? So this is QQQ. Let me find something that I can write on that I wouldn't be playing. Let's see, QLD, right? So basically the problem is that when we look for stocks, right, usually we have this zones where, you know, we have a strategy where we trade supply and demand zone, which is totally fine, right? However, for example, in this scenario, I want to go break it down. Like right here, we have a demand zone right here, right? So we have a demand zone right here. This is where it rips. Just giving an example, right? This is where stock goes up. This is the supply zone right here, right? Supply zones, right? And as you can see, it is working, right? Supply zones right here, right? It's working perfectly. We have supply zones here, right? You guys can see that. And it's working actually. It actually is working. So the problem with this though is when you have zones like this, you get confused on where to take those plays, right? Now I teach, my mentor always tell me that, hey, Carl, don't trade with a pajama stripe. Don't be a pajama stripe trader, meaning that there's so many lines, so much support and resistance. There's so many supply and demand zones that you do not know where to enter, right? Like literally, my chart before looks insane. I want to show you guys, right? I think it's in Pfizer. This is how my chart used to look back when I was trading retail, and it works. I'm not here to make fun of anybody, of anyone. If you're trading, you know, a lot of people make money off trend line breaks. A lot of people make money off this certain type of patterns, right? When it falls, and you know, there's nothing wrong with it. However, the issue is that when we create, what stock was that? When we create so much zones, right? When we have so much zones, we don't really know where to get out, right? Like we have a demand zone right here. We have a demand zone right here, right? So you're basically confusing yourself, and you're creating more hesitation for yourself where you should get in and you should get out, right? So it's very confusing. You can tell yourself like, hey, listen, this is a demand zone, but then it fell down here, it's a supply zone. So today I'm going to show you what a valid zone is, right? Because throughout my channel, I basically showed you guys that we have this pattern, right? We have the up move, then we look for an SND right here, right? Let's make this red. We have blue here. And we're pretty much looking for those zones, right? So check this out. And if you break, and if this creates a new structure, if it goes to the downside and creates a new structure, this structure right here, is now invalid, right? Excuse me. This SND zone right here is now invalid. This SND zone right here is now invalid because we created a new displacement to the top side. The moment this high was when this high was taken out by this new structure, right? So you guys have to understand that. And we tend to keep this new structure. I'm trying to make this blue. We tend to keep the old structure confusing us to the new SND zones, right? We still keep the zone, and we're like, hey, how come I missed the play? Hey, how come my play never held? Right? That's because it was already liquidated, and this right here, this area is now going to be created as just area of liquidation. So when, for example, let me take that out real quick. When price comes up here, right? We got that SND, right? We had the SND right here. We had a displacement to the upside. Price came back to our zone. Now when price comes down, right, it comes down to this place. Now you're telling yourself, hey, this is a demand, this is my previous demand zone, right? You get that little cookie effect. I talk about the cookie effect, right? And the stock might go up just for a little bit, then bring it back down to liquidate deeper and deeper to where protective lows are being taken out, right? And you're so confused why your zone never held. So this is what we're going to talk about today, the invalid zones, right? So let's go over some examples and show you guys how this actually works on the real time, right? We had SQQQ here. I had a zone that it bounced, right, from the past. So it's giving me that, it gave me that cookie effect, right? And I took it, right? Like I took the cookie effect, but I know exactly what I was doing. So what's going on here is let me see that. Let me see another one. I'm seeing a video, right? No. I have no video here. I want to find something for you guys that is like very clean. Let's see Microsoft. Oh no. Right? This is how you know this is like real time. Like I'm literally drawing this for you guys. Like this is on a raw time, right? See? Like this, for example. You guys are still creating, telling yourself this is supply zone right here, right? And now you're getting that cookie effect. However, this right here is just building a position to go higher and higher, right? It might even go displace to this point of POI right here, to this point of interest right here, close unmitigated zone, and start to go right back up, right? And just go higher and higher without you, right? And people was like, oh, I thought that was a distribution. No, because you had the wrong zone. You had the invalid zone. You thought this was a supply zone because just because you seen price coming all the way down. So that create the zone invalid, right? Right now, Disney in this scenario, right, has displaced to the upside, creating a brand new structure. Now you're looking and asking yourself, what created this break to the upside? Which break, which last down move to the up move was responsible for this? And as you can see, we have a POI right here, right? This entire zone right here. So you can see Disney come down to this zone and break to the upside, right? That's definitely possible. And can Disney break down from this zone and break down and continue to liquidate? Absolutely, it can, right? Absolutely. But as you can see, you have a point of interest, you have an entry, you have a trade right here. It's showing that it's showing bullishness, right? And traders are getting confused, telling themselves that, hey, listen, last time Disney was here, it displaced to the downside. Disney was here, displaced to the downside, and Disney was here, it displaced to the downside, and we're getting confused, not finding that new structure, right? As you can see, Disney's breaking to the upside. Clearly, it displaced to the upside, right? People might have thought this was a supply zone right here around this area. It's just going to be a line, right? We're going to put a line, but it's a supply zone because they think it was a resistance. So once they were here, someone probably was shorting from here, right? Why? Because last time you were here, it fell tremendously. So now what they're looking for, well, technically here, and as you can see, we had those little red candles, right? So we fell, and what happened? Displaced to the upside, liquidated those highs. We're looking to liquidate these highs while other people are thinking that these are supply zone, or other traders are thinking this is a supply zone. Unless Disney shows us a huge displacement to the downside, meaning that Disney does this, right? It goes up, fails to go up, and displace to the downside. Now I want to take puts on Disney. Right? Now we're looking for a downside on Disney. Right? We have a POI here. This was the responsible for the break of this displacement of this area, right? And now we're looking for price to come back up. This place right here, have our confirm or Wyckoff right here, and now take it lower and lower, right? Targeting that structure. And that's how we're just playing it, you guys. We're doing that over and over. And this is your structure, right? And then if you miss that play, you can have this new structure, right? You can have this new structure. The invalid zone is this. This is the invalid zone now, right? The new zone is around this area, right? You're going to find out the moment you guys, the moment we break to the downside, right? We have a displacement, a break of structure, right? This is the new structure. The moment we went up and broke to the downside, this right here became the new structure. I'm sorry, right here, right? Let's make it around this area. This now became the new SND. There's a new SND around here. The new SND is no longer here, right? It's no longer here. And sometimes that is the problem. We have multiple supply and demand zones. And the problem with that is we get confused. We think that that's another supply zone, but in reality, that would just be an area of liquidation to the upside. And that's why your zone never holds, right? Because you got the displacement to the downside, creating that new SND zone, waiting for price to come back up to this zone and displacing again, right? Now you have a brand new structure, right? Now you have a brand new structure, have the SND, now have that price come back up there and displace again to the downside, deleting all other supply and demand zone in other structures or whatever drawings you have, right? So you do not get confused. You're working from a left to right process, right? You guys remember that rules of left to right? I'm gonna recreate an advanced one on that. But guys, I hope that makes sense, right? And this is the reason why most of your zones do not hold. You're thinking that yes, it fell from here from the past, but now it's creating a displacement to the upside and liquidating highs, and you guys are still holding those supply zone because it was a supply zone from the previous whatever days or months it was, right? And like I said, it works. However, these are the invalid zones, right? These are the invalid zones. And everyone right now is just literally getting liquidated. So for anyone that tried to short here on Disney, got liquidated. For anyone that is going to short here on Disney, is going to get liquidated, right? And for anyone that is shorting here on Disney, is going to get liquidated. For anyone trying to short here on Disney, is going to get liquidated. And that's what's going on in other stock if you don't pay attention to what's going on to your left to right rule, right? And that's why I have this on Google. So once Google come down here, right, I'm just waiting, be patient. And once it comes here, I'm going to wait for that wipe off and taking out those highs, right? So I will have my structure around here. I will have my structure here, right? Just being extremely patient on my Google Play. And I'm going to watch it. I have my SND here. If price comes down here, cool. If price doesn't, that's cool too. However, I do have, excuse me, let me move my Zoom stuff. I do have a price here, and if price break above, I can take highs all the way Google to 105 and take it higher and higher and find SND between those areas that it gives me, right? So what I mean is that this is the new structure, new break comes up here, and I have Google taking it to the new high, and I have a brand new structure because creating that displacement to the top side, and whatever SND that was responsible around that area, I'm going to look for in my lower time frame, and I'm just going to take Google to the upside on that area and leaving runners liquidating high until it keeps on going and going and moving my stop losses, right? Guys, I know that's kind of a lot. It's kind of new, but some of you that's been with my channel, this is nothing new to you guys. I've been literally saying the same thing over and over. And I hope if you stayed this long, you enjoyed the video. Guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you are subscribed, I'm going to be doing a giveaway of my algo. I have an algo coming out, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be announcing. I'm going to announce it where. I'm going to be announcing it on my Instagram. So guys, once again, I love each and every one of you. And if you are trading throughout the week, there's a lot of earnings coming up. So please be safe. Trading is very high risk. Follow a strategy. And next to see you guys again. Peace.